Right. Absolutely fantastic, fantastic track right there by Samuel Miller. Days Go By. What a fantastic track. As I've mentioned, it is Tuesday morning right here on Breakfast Show. And for an extra bit of flavor, we've kind of gotten a great guest here. Samuel Miller, good morning to you.
Cheers, mate. Hello. How you doing, John?
Me, I'm absolutely fantastic, man. Thanks so much for asking. How are you doing?
Amazing. Always good.
Amazing. Yeah, as amazing as this track, man. Days Go By. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Obviously, that's why we're having this brilliant conversation right now. However, for our listeners out there who may not know a little bit about Samuel Miller, just give us a brief introduction as to who you are, man.
So I'm from the UK. I'm now a house artist. Yeah, I used to be a singer-songwriter and
Hmm.
released a few albums doing that. Had a few tracks on radio doing that, and then I sort of swung the genre a little bit about 3 or 4 years ago. Got into
Mm,
house music. I've always loved it, and
yeah.
uh, and top lining. Yeah,
Okay.
which is what I do more now, more of. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So what made you change the genre that you are? Well, you started off with into house. I mean, was it just the love of house, or was it something that you thought you may always progress into?
I was a little bit bored, to be honest, of just playing acoustic guitar and
Fantastic.
mellow songs and emotional
Yep.
stuff, and I thought I could jazz that up a little bit. And then, luckily, my label Tick Tick Bang put me
Yep.
in touch with Ro Weber in Germany, and what
Mm,
they saw massive potential in my song, which is now I Can't See. It's called I
yep.
Can't See on Spotify. And they took my
Oh,
song and made it into a deep house track, and then the rest is history, really, from
oh,
there.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that's so. I mean, I always commend artists that kind of step out of their comfort zones, if I may say it that way.
Good.
You being a lover of house, it was obviously an easy progression from where you were a singer songwriter to go into the house, I'm sure. But starting off as a singer songwriter, probably I'm not sure how many years you've been in the industry right now. You can obviously tell us more about that. Um,
Yeah.
how did you find that era, basically that transformation from there to that to where you are now? um, was it a challenge for you being a singer songwriter based in the UK, and obviously how tough was that to start off with?
It was absolutely amazing. To be honest with you, I started playing bars and pubs and restaurants and weddings when I was
Yep.
about 14.
Wow,
So
man.
really, really young, yeah, a long time ago. And the benefit of that was, all my friends were getting jobs. They were
Yep.
working behind the bar and all that, and I would get paid much
Mm.
money for just singing for an hour and a half.
Oh,
So yeah, no,
beautiful.
it was amazing. Yeah, yeah,
Beautiful. Where are you based in the UK, if I may ask, Samuel?
in Bedfordshire.
Bedfordshire. Is that like, which areas are they pretty close to? Because obviously I'm a
Uh,
massive footballer, football supporter. So I thought I'd ask, maybe I can find out which club would be the closest. But you don't really support the footballing side of things.
no, no, we've got Bedford Blues, the rugby club in Bedford, but
Okay. All
we're
right.
like 50 miles north of London now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So all the London teams. None of my teams that I'm going to be mentioning over there.
Yeah,
Um, big rugby supporter as well myself. I do follow a bit of the Premiership itself over there. Um, Fantastic to see the rugby, and obviously South African rugby now joining up with the URC and all that kind of vibe, which is very, very fantastic for the sport. But
yeah, yeah.
let's get into this. Let's get into this track, man. Days go by. Now, obviously, I have read where and how the song came about and all the rest. For our listeners out there, could you give us a bit of a story of how the song actually came about?
This song was written probably around COVID days actually, and
Okay.
I went back to England because I do spend some time in SA in South
Yep.
Africa while we're chatting. Sometimes half the year, I'll come here
Mm,
when England gets cold and whatnot. And I went back only to be locked down and
yeah.
not be able to get back to SA. So that
Mm,
that was
mm,
where it came from. You know, yeah. I mean, I've said enough about COVID. On my page, people think I'm a conspiracy theorist.
No, true, absolutely true. I know, I know the feeling.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I mean, that must have been a challenge and a half already. You know, I mean, obviously, like we all mentioned, and we've spoken about over the past 3 years already about it. Um, you know, I think that a lot of artists in that time actually flourished more than people thought they would. And I mean, the average human being was battling, guys. I mean, you know, there were guys out there doing all kinds of funny things to try and get by. But for artists, musicians, people in the media industry, we almost kind of flourished in that time because we had so much more time to focus on our passion.
Maybe
You're obviously agreeing with that.
that was when my career split really, because I used
Yeah,
to play live. I used to play live 4 or 5 times a week, and when they shut the
yeah,
pubs, then I thought this is too fragile. You know,
yes, yes.
you shut the pubs and I've got no work. So that's when it went. I went
Mm,
top lining. Yeah, top lining in house music, and started
mm, mm.
really writing properly for.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
no, that's fantastic. Like I said, I mean, that's a blessing in disguise for some. Obviously, some people,
yeah.
like I said, might not have had the same. But for you, that is where the house music all started, and obviously the progression started from there. For
Mm.
Samuel Miller, what does Samuel Miller do outside of the music? You know, what do you do to lay down, like just to chill out? You know, take a step away from music.
Um, my label are gonna hate me for this, but I love to have a little 420. I'm 420
Yeah, yeah.
friendly, so
Okay.
I live in a beautiful place in nature, and yeah,
Yes.
nature, and yeah, yeah, really good friends here. I mean, I've got some amazing friends here in SA
Mm, mm.
and England, and yeah, so yeah, we dabble in a bit of plant medicine, and we enjoy ourselves. We enjoy life.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm very 420 friendly myself, so that's not a major issue for me at all.
Yeah.
And it's medicinal. You know, some people take it because
Mm.
they actually just it learns to relax. I mean, I
Mm.
can tell you stories about when I was in my darkest days, and that was like pretty much the only thing that actually kept me calm. So,
Mm. Yeah.
hey, all for it, man, all for it. Samuel, obviously we've spoken about where you started off in music and how your music has progressed to the house side of things. For up and comings, you know, like the youngsters from today, like the guys that are 19, 20, 21 years old, what kind of advice would you be able to give them as Samuel Miller, the singer-songwriter, moving forward to house? And also, what kind of advice would you be able to give yourself if you had to look back at that age which you were at?
Um, I would probably do a lot of studying about, Max Martin's melodic math,
Yep, yep.
and there's so much music out there.
Mm,
How do you
mm,
get your music? How do you get your music into people's heads? Like
yeah, so
it's
true.
a it's a formula. Obviously you got to have a good voice, and good
Yeah,
lyrics. But the
yeah.
melody, there's a lot of stuff is in the melody here, and how you
Mm,
pull that listener in. I think. Yeah.
yeah. No, no, absolutely, Samuel. Yeah, that's been fantastic, fantastic understanding, obviously as well. What is laying ahead for Samuel Miller as the artist?
So
Something you can
much.
share with us?
The best
I love
the
it.
best is really yet to come. I've got some huge projects on at the moment. Some have
Yeah.
taken 2-3 months to finish. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so we've got some more tracks coming with Dynamic as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Solomon's label, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
Hmm.
Um, I'm going to be DJing from next year. So
Oh, fantastic.
basically, I'm building up my set list pretty much.
Yes.
So as soon as I've got
Yes.
enough tracks to properly DJ out, then I'm gonna go and do
Mm,
national tours.
mm.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it. I love
Mm.
that. I love that thought process as well because I feel like a lot of our local, like South African DJs, currently do that as well. You know, they're trying to build up their repertoire to a certain amount of their own personal tracks that they'd like to obviously interblend into other more known, should I say, in
Yeah.
hierarchies, their kind of vibe. Because I think that that's something that's lacking. DJing and progressive DJing, like you guys are looking at the moment, is something that is severely lacking in South Africa, especially at the moment. And I think that is something that a lot of the youth can actually grow from and learn from as well, because that's where it all starts for some.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and when I say like I've got some great tracks coming, also got a brilliant track coming with Floyd Levine, hopefully soon.
Yep,
And
fantastic.
I love some of the talent here in SA. Like some of the guys I follow from Germany actually have just been out to Cape Town to do a new album.
Okay.
Because of the sort of world influence in the house music that they're doing, which is more African based, a lot of drums, a lot of
Fantastic.
So it's really inspiring to be here as well. Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's fantastic, man. That is really cool.
You've got some amazing artists here.
Thank you. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, and I find that for the last final, before we touch base, say farewells and stuff like that, I want to just touch on that as well, because I feel that I've been in media and radio for probably about almost 10 years now. And I've seen so much of our local talents not being able to make it locally. Now, that is something I'm sure you've obviously seen or obviously heard as well, being from the UK, guys in the States as well. It's the same kind of vibe for them. You battle to find your niche in your own country, and you have to look out to foreign soil to actually get your stuff heard. Is that something that you could agree with, or is that something that you look at like at the moment and seeing it like it?
It's definitely something I agree with, but at the same time, like I don't want to offend anyone, but
no, for sure.
I don't think the scene is here for them.
Yeah.
Which is why you see Black Coffee going abroad. It's why you see Sun L doing stuff.
Yeah.
They're sort of they're making their own way in this country, and making their own scene.
Yeah.
Same as Floyd Levine, and then they're going on and saying, "Yeah, well, we've done that there. Where can we go from here?" Sort of thing.
So like a stepping stone for bigger things out there. That's fantastic, man. I like that. I like that theory as well behind it. Samuel, for our listeners out there, where can they get hold of you on social medias? Are you available on social medias, and where can they hear all your music, my man?
So yeah, I'm Samuel Miller Music on Instagram. I don't really use Facebook anymore. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, all the platforms. I'm on there. Samuel Miller Music. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Samuel, thanks so much, man.
Every month, so yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing more of you. I know that Mel, the plugger, will definitely be sending some more of that stuff out as soon as it's coming out from your side. I want to thank you for being on the show with us. It was fantastic having you, man.
The invite. Cheers, John. Take it easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, Samuel Miller, go check him out on all socials, obviously on Instagram, Samuel Miller Music, and all digital platforms. You can get his music as well. We're going to a music break. We'll be back after this.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.